a decade, they take me out on a stretcher till I come back like Roman Reigns. Blood in my veins, still boiling in the pot, finna bubble up. 10 blunts lit, I got the drop in the double cup. Bro, they know I'm at the spot, and I'm finna fuck them up. Pearly gates waiting, but it's no heaven. Call me baby reverend, choke him out like Dan Severn, and my brother's still bludgeon. We at the complex on a new day. Dreads to my ears, I look like Lupe, yeah.
Oh my God. Welcome everybody to episode 12 of Permanent Marks. I am one half of the co-host. I'm Patrick Busey.
And I am Aaron Parker. We got a special guest with us today.
What's up? I'm back, baby.
Eric Kelly is back in the hot seat to talk all things wrestling.
Yeah.
Being as he's the only friend of ours that watched both WWE's pay-per-view and AEW.
I'm not gonna lie, there was a moment where I was only gonna watch the Seth match of Night of Champions, but I ended up watching the whole damn thing.
I'm proud of you.
I just let it roll.
Go back and listen to the first episode that Eric was on. It's on Spotify. The first episode Eric was on, we did like a song charade. So go back and check out that episode. Hit the like button while you're here too.
Hit the like button. Subscribe. Do whatever. I think the last one Eric was on was like episode 6 or something like that. So go on Spotify and check it out.
Pre-filming. This is my first time.
Yeah. First vid.
You see my fucked up teeth.
We had.
Hell yeah. We all up in here with
we're all
fucked up teeth. That's cool.
We're all jacked. We all can't afford dental care. So
one day I'll get that Invisalign, you know.
Yeah, exactly. So 2 pay-per-views happened. We had WWE's Night of Champions in Saudi Arabia. Some big stuff on that. And then AEW's Double or Nothing happened last night. Where we watched it like true marks in a movie theater.
Dude, honestly, very cool.
Yeah, the slaps and the kicks in the movie theater, fucking primo.
Those speakers were crunchy.
Yeah,
crunched. I was digging it.
I guess let's start with Night of Champions since it's like it's kind of more in the past since it was 2 days ago instead of 1 day ago. And I don't have the best memory, so we can go through that first. First, I think first thing anybody would notice about that pay-per-view was like biggest Saudi Arabia pay-per-view, I would say.
Yeah.
Seemed like it, yeah.
I think the last one that was in Saudi Arabia was maybe kind of big too. I think, Aaron, you came over for that, and it was that also Night of Champions last year, or was that?
Hey, when did they change it from Crown Jewel? I think this is the first year it hasn't been Crown Jewel.
I think you're right. I think it was Crown Jewel up till now.
Yeah.
Was Crown Jewel like 2 months ago, 2 or 3 months ago?
There was one in Saudi Arabia really recently.
Yeah, it was like 2 or 3 months ago.
Damn, they're sending those guys over to Saudi all the time.
All the women got to hop in their Power Ranger suits to appease the men in Saudi Arabia.
Becky with the Kill Bill outfit.
Yeah, she killed
Becky.
Honestly, pretty tight. Yeah.
Becky made the most of it, and so did Rhea. Rhea was just like,
true.
They're gonna make me go to Saudi. I'm just gonna dress in a gimp suit and get out there.
She was looking like Edward Scissorhands up in there. Yeah. I was all for it.
Regardless, Rhea could wear a paper bag and look good. So
yeah. Rhea Ripley will be mommy to that government one day. But
yes.
So I guess first match on the show, big match was the new WWE belt. It's the World Champion belt, or
World
it's
Heavyweight.
Continuing with the lineage from the original World Heavyweight Championship belt, so it's keeping the same records as the original Big Gold belt, but
nice. That's cool.
The new version of it. So yeah,
I dig that. I mean, I think it's too many belts, but I dig that they're keeping it there.
Yeah.
Seth won. I don't think there was any doubt in anybody's head that Seth was going to win that match. Wasn't going to win that match.
What do y'all think of the outfit?
Oh,
the
dude.
entrance
But,
outfit.
dude, best Rollins attire of this year, man.
Yeah.
Best Rollins attire.
Does that beat the Mania attire? The Double J HBK.
I mean, that was cool. But the Night Champions Big Puff was looking. That
I
was
think
pretty
like
cool too.
the cheetah print was very fitting of being in like the authoritarian, Saudi Arabia. Like I'm flexing, like I look like
Yeah. True.
So
And my wife is Kill Bill today. But
Yes.
no, the outfit was great. It's a match that everybody wanted to see. It was fine. I thought it was pretty good.
Honestly, I was like, I thought it was good until we watched Double or Nothing last night. And then I was like, oh wait, that match was okay.
I feel you because like the thing I think that what this match suffered from the most was honestly what some of the stuff from everything this weekend, in my opinion, besides the Bloodline match, all kind of suffered from like lack of a story with real depth. Like if AJ and Seth were given more time to build this, and AJ didn't have a broken ankle for the last however long, and there was more of a story to it, I think the match would have been a lot better. Because honestly, like Seth pulled out that one like little like float over kick that he doesn't do ever. AJ pulled out the fucking moonsault DDT. Like there's moves Seth pulled out the Phoenix Splash and missed, to your chagrin, Patrick.
Always.
Pulled out all
that man is never going to land that move. And that's why WWE's wrestling suffers. That one reason is why it suffers.
Who Phoenix Splashed recently? Someone Phoenix Splashed recently in AEW. And landed it.
What's the dude? The guy who fought Kenny.
El Toro Blanco. What's his name?
Vikingo?
I'm thinking the wrong thing. Vikingo?
Yeah, Vikingo. Yeah. He did the Phoenix Splash from the middle rope on the outside into the ring.
That's right, yeah.
As if to flex on Seth for eternity.
Check this.
I think everything, to your point, Aaron, lacked a fucking story. Like, they did 2 segments with Seth Rollins on Raw. And he didn't mention AJ once. It was like, all right, so I guess Seth is winning since they gave 2 segments to Seth and none to AJ. I guess he's on SmackDown, but it was still just like.
And to that point, they didn't the whole entire time this was building up for the last 2 or 3 weeks or whatever. They never said that if AJ wins, he's coming to Raw. Like they never said that until the actual event. So, like, it's like people were thinking, like, what's going to happen? AJ's definitely going to lose. He's on SmackDown, right? And they never mentioned it until the match was going on, which is like...
I mean, I guess Roman's on SmackDown, too, so that wouldn't work.
So what's the deal, like, going forward? Are they going to do it like they did at one time where it's, like, Raw pay-per-views and SmackDown pay-per-views again? Or is it going to be, like, combined?
I think every time they try and be like, it's going to be a hard brand split, it's like, no, it's not. They're going to do that for 2 weeks, and then they're going to realize that they still need Roman on the other show, or they still need Rhea to, like, pop up on SmackDown every now and then. And it's like, stop saying that it's going to be a hard brand split. It never is.
Do the thing where the people run in. It's like, oh my God, there's SmackDown people here.
There's
wearing their blue T-shirts.
Yeah.
I always hate brand splits. I think the only time it was ever done right was the first time, and that was just because it was like the novelty of Ric Flair and fucking Vince McMahon drafting people. Like that was And even then, it was like, I'm really eager to see the way that Tony Khan does it with Collision, but
I think Collision, they have to do a hard brand split because all the people on Collision are so problematic that they can't be on Dynamite.
You know, it was Moretta that said this is the problematic show now.
It is the problematic show.
That's what's going to make it the best show.
Yeah, it is.
All they do is sign Will Ospreay, and they got it. They got it.
Hey, problematic people cause drama, and drama is good TV.
TNT wasn't TNT's slogan like "Where drama lives" or something?
Yeah, TNT knows drama, baby.
You got that right.
I don't think brand splits work, and this This draft was the most like I don't give a shit that this draft is happening that I've ever seen in WWE. Like they didn't even get like new announcers each time. It was just like Shawn Michaels and RVD over and over and over again because they were in the building that night, I guess. Yeah, I don't care about the brand split, but Seth winning the belt I think is good. But it's also like I still don't give a damn about this belt because Roman has the other belts, so it feels like a nothing belt.
It seems like what they're gonna do is have like Seth's gonna kind of be like the champion you see a lot and who's like gonna defend the belt a lot, and then Roman's probably like not gonna be around that much. I feel like,
Yeah,
kind of like what that era when Lesnar had the belt, but you barely ever saw him.
was that was like the first Universal belt run when Brock had the Universal?
I
think.
can't remember if
I
it
think
was the
before the
first or
Universal
not,
belt.
but
It was before the Universal belt when it was still just the black strap and the. Well, yeah, it was Universal, right? I don't know.
It was
I think it
Universal
was, like
because
early Universal.
They all are the same
Yeah.
when it all blends together at this point.
what did it? Finn had it, and then
Right.
Then was it Roman or was it Brock that had it next?
I think Brock had it
Because
next.
Brock had it for a bit, but you barely ever saw him like wrestle. Like even like like it was rare that he'd be like in a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Which I would be cool with if Roman came back after losing the belt and won the belt and did that. But like we're at the fucking tail end of his championship run. I don't need him to go on break for 6 months and like.
I think they just want him to like break all these records of the people that had the belt for a really long time.
But hasn't he broke? I guess what like Bruno is the only person.
Bruno had it for like 7 years. So for the love of God, don't let him do it for 7 years.
I think I'm not too like as far as where the whole Roman Reigns undisputed Universal Championship reign fits in the conversation as towards the World Heavyweight Championship belt. I'm not too concerned about that, just because honestly they've handled the story very well with Roman. The World Heavyweight Championship title, to me, the thing that's the most important about this belt moving forward is who is going to be the first challenger to Seth Rollins. What's going to be the first couple feuds that get this belt off the ground? Seth Rollins is a perfect person to have as your inaugural reinstated World Heavyweight Champion. But who's going to be the first foil? That's the
Otis, baby. Let's go. Otis.
like who? Like Bobby Lashley? Like
if they put Bobby Lashley on that goddamn screen again,
I think he's tied to Theory now for a little bit, but
that's fine.
Yeah.
Because what the fuck is Theory doing? Did Theory even wrestle?
He wasn't even on the show. Theory.
Nah, he wasn't there.
Yeah, I don't know. Seth can fight anybody. Seth is great. Seth can fight The Miz. That would be cool.
As we saw with Omos, Seth can literally fight anybody, and it will be cool.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, you mean like Omos, who can fight anybody? Because he's got those giant hands or whatever attributes they point out whenever he wrestles.
Oh, get these hands?
Yeah, get these hands. Whatever Michael Cole is yelling about how big Omos is. Vince is yelling into his ear.
I want Rollins' first opponent to be Edge. Throw him Edge.
Oh,
Throw him Edge. Do you think this is a belt that would suffer from changing hands fast or going back and forth to people?
It depends on who it went back and forth to. Like if Edge won it and then Rollins beat Edge for it again and retired him, then I wouldn't.
Because they did that. They did do that whole like Edge retiring thing for the tournament. So I feel like that's the story to go to now.
Mm-hmm. You got Damian Priest would be a great opponent. Or Finn.
Damian Priest would be good. Finn would be good.
Oh yeah, true that.
There's plenty of people to fight for that belt. It's in my eyes, since the Intercontinental belt's not going anywhere, and the U.S. belt.
Who has the IC title? I can't remember.
Don't say that.
Gunther has the IC title.
Oh right. Yeah.
It's not going anywhere. Nobody's beating Gunther anytime soon. Like, that's the only good thing about this belt is, like, it has a feeling of we could see it change hands.
You got Shinsuke on Raw, too. Like, I would like a Shinsuke and Seth program. They've kind of been, like, beating Shinsuke a lot, which is weird.
Shinsuke's never won a belt, right? He's never. Well, I mean, he's won a belt, but he's never won a championship belt,
He's
like a world. Yeah, but never like the world anything. So yeah, that would be cool. I would like to see that. Give AJ one last run too. I don't know.
True.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. The belt is there for the taking. So yeah, that's cool. I want to see it change hands. I just think the build up to this was very quickly done. It's like 2 weeks, and yeah, Seth just looked like, I don't give a shit about this belt, but I got it. So here we go.
I said, man, I get a Captain America paycheck and a Saudi.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could have lost. I wouldn't have gave a shit either way.
Yeah.
So
Seth is going to be a superhero villain while also being a real life villain, and it's great with those goddamn outfits. Yeah, so that was great. Good start to the show, and then it's pretty far downhill for the rest of the show.
What was the second match? I don't remember.
I think the second match was Becky and Trish.
Oh yeah, that
was not a good match.
I don't know. I thought it would be way better. I didn't think it was going to be like spectacular or anything, but I thought I would. I don't know. I thought it would be better.
I liked the WrestleMania match so much, and like Trish was doing like a great showing there, but they just didn't like mesh together against each other.
Yeah,
it seemed real botchy and real like no direction to it.
And I like both them a lot. So I remember y'all had already watched it before I started watching it, and I think that was one of the matches you told me to skip. But when it popped up, I was like, well, that was when I was originally gonna skip around, but ended up just watching the whole thing. But I was like, oh shit, this should be like pretty cool. I feel like, but yeah, it was. Yeah, it was whatever.
I mean, I'm right there with you, Eric, because I was actually excited about this match. Because to me, outside of the bloodline on this show, story-wise, this feud has had a fucking great story. Like,
it has been good, yeah.
In WWE terms, like, great. Like, Trish's heel work has been, like, so fun to watch. Like, it's been so great.
Yeah, totally.
But like I knew this match was going to be trash, and I knew because I could not get out of my head that women's tag team championship match where Trish and Becky were tagging, and there was one spot where Trish did the little like leg scissors thing out of the corner, and Becky blind tagged her, right, and got on the rope like she was going to leg drop the person after Trish did her move, and Trish I guess didn't know the spot and went for a pin while Becky was on the top rope. And then,
yep.
And like when I saw that, I was like, Trish, you're too good to be like blowing spots like this. And it was spots like that in Saudi Arabia too. I think, it's one of those overcompensation things. I think a lot of women's wrestling today for sure does this, where they feel like they have to do like everything to keep up with the dudes. And that's not always the case. We saw it with Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania. We saw it with Bianca and Asuka at the last WWE pay-per-view. We saw it with, some of the matches that the Outcasts have been having on Dynamite. You don't have to do everything. Just have.
I mean, what do you mean keep up with the dudes though? Like,
I mean, like I feel like a lot of the women go out there and feel like because the dudes are doing XYZ spot, they need to do XYZ spot plus 10. And I think there were some spots on this show with the Becky and Trish match specifically where they were trying to do too much. Like there was one spot where Becky looked like she was trying to block the little head scissors off the rope, but then Trish like readjusted and botched trying to get into the move, and then the move wasn't smooth when it happened. And then there's some spots where they were like, it's like Trish, you're like 50. Like when John Cena comes back, he's not doing springboard stunners. You know what I mean? He's telling a story and keeping the match simple. We don't want to see you have a technical 5-star classic. We want to see you do heel shit, and we want to see Becky win. That's it. So. I think
did Becky win?
Too complicated.
Who even won that match?
There was interference.
Trish won.
Trish won,
that's right. That's right. Whoever the fuck that lady was at the end came out.
Came and helped her or something.
Yeah. It was the ending. did have the cool visual. Becky got her nose busted, and then
Yeah.
like the blood was all over her face and shit.
How many people
that was
are gonna
tight.
bust Becky's nose open?
She's like,
She's
gonna need reconstructive surgery on that.
Yeah.
I was gonna say she's definitely like one of those people that's had her nose busted so many times that like the slightest tap and it's gonna like gush, which can work out well for you. You know, as far as like visuals go.
She has been on live TV with a broken nose many times, so and it hasn't hurt her at all.
Pick your poison.
Yeah.
Like wrinkly forehead with cuts in it forever, like Dusty, or crooked nose. Which one do you want when you're
Right.
That's true. That's true. But then again, I think just plastic surgery wasn't as good back then because Dustin and Cody don't have even like a fucking sign that their heads have opened up, and those motherfuckers open up every match. So.
Right.
The scar tissue is strong with those ones.
Yeah.
And fucking and Mox too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
there's no way he's not going to have permanent like scar tissue marks on his forehead.
Yeah.
he knows that good spot to hit.
Yeah.
Right by
You
the
can
hairline,
just-
so you can't tell.
Yeah, or perfect little pinprick right on the vein. Get that thing.
He's toned it down too because it's not all gushers anymore. It's just like he's like just a little paint on the head and that's it.
There was some good gushing last night when he first got busted.
Yeah.
There was some drippage going. It was nice.
All right, we'll get to A-Dub.
True,
we'll get to A-Dub. What was next after Becky?
Mansoor, not Mansoor. I mean, Ali and Gunther was next, I'm pretty sure.
Ali and Gunther was good.
Yeah.
It was good. There was no lead up to it. Ali was only in it because it's Saudi Arabia. I don't like Ali's character. What is he like? The positivity guy now or something?
he's changed like his character so many times. It was like positive Ali, and then it was like before that it was like the whole like rebel from Chicago who's for the people. Now it's just like white meat babyface. I don't know.
They're like, just be whoever you want because you're only going to be on TV when we go to Saudi Arabia.
American cruiserweight number 875. But I'll say though, I love the fucking auburn hair dye that he's got going on. Like that brown hair color, that looks cool, man. I like that, Ali. Keep it up.
Nice.
But there was no way that Ali was going to win this match.
Again, just like the first match, though, great match, no story.
No story at all.
Yeah.
Moving on. Asuka and Bianca, I think, was next. Great match. No story again.
Same thing, yep. Same thing. Well, no, great match, weak story. I'll say that. Great match, weak story.
Yeah, what was the story that they fought at WrestleMania? And then...
The story is that Asuka's been trying to get her with this mist.
Oh, okay.
And they're like leaning super deep into the mist, which the finish of the match was really cool.
Yeah, I was all about the mist on the hand,
spitting on the hand,
rub it in the eye. Yeah, that was sweet.
Give a little spit shine to Bianca's face.
It was time. Yeah. It was time for Bianca to step back.
She hasn't seemed very present in the last 6 months, I guess.
I agree.
And
she looks bored.
That could just be booking or whatever, or that could just be WWE only having a spot for one women's storyline at a time, and that spot goes to the elders in Trish and them. But yeah, it's just it doesn't seem like Bianca gets any stories. It just looks like she comes out and her story is she's hard to beat. I don't know.
Here's the next story she needs. Now that she doesn't have the title anymore, they need to do a freaking hair match with her. So she can lose and cut the big braid, because I can tell it's annoying to wrestle.
Yes.
She's literally got to when she does certain moves, she has to pick it up so that she doesn't step on it and shit.
That's a great idea.
I know that's annoying. So yeah, get the hair match going so she don't need to cut the whole damn thing off, but just have somebody slice it up pretty high, Oh, shit.
Have they done Bianca Montez thing before on TV?
No.
So let Bianca and Montez fight Dom and Rhea. and that would be
Oh, there you go.
sick. Boom.
And then Bianca gets her braid sliced.
Yeah. By
I'm
mommy.
loving all these booking decisions. I wish you guys worked for WWE right now. The hair match is a great idea, and to piggyback off of that, I think what would be awesome is for her, because I've been saying this for the longest, that shit looks annoying to wrestle with, especially if it's been coming undone a lot, which is cool. Like, it gives it another layer of, like, realism when the hair is coming apart. But
yeah, I
think that she should be in a hair versus hair match versus whoever, and then when she does eventually have to cut the braid off, even though it's probably like weave or whatever, when she does have to cut it off, I think that should constitute like a heel turn. And like she lost her power like Samson and Delilah, and she feels like her hair is gone now, and she's lost her identity, and she's not skipping to the ring no more and swinging her hair around. She's like the mean fucking Bianca Belair. You know what I mean? Like down the road.
Hell yeah,
cool.
I'd be hard into that.
I'd be down for that. Yeah, but who knows? Is that like her? Do you think she can? Yeah, she can afford to lose the hair. Yeah. I think the hair is a big gimmick for her, but yeah, you don't need that shit.
She don't really use it that much anymore, other than like the entrance. She used to like sometimes you get that nice whip with it, which was tight.
Heel in NXT, that was her thing. But,
because that shit was loud when she'd get those whips.
She whipped. Yeah. She definitely did a lot of whip on Becky at WrestleMania last year.
Yeah, Becky got whipped hard with that shit.
But cool, yeah. Asuka is the belt holder now, which fine. Asuka rules.
Yeah,
so,
hell yeah.
Is this her first? Is this her first main roster women's championship? Or has she...
No, she was.
I think
she was champion for a little bit when they were like making her like out to be like the women's Brock or whatever.
Wasn't she got the championship when Becky got pregnant, right? Because Becky had the title.
That's right.
And then she got pregnant and had to give it up.
That's right.
But I'm stoked to see what happens. I don't know. I mean, you could do a thing with Asuka where you don't need to have a story. You could just have her like be the actual person that's hard to fight because she has that persona of like, it's hard to beat Asuka, even though she's lost every championship run.
Her versus Io is going to be what the end game is, I think, for her title reign. Like
that would be cool.
I want to take it from her, I think. So
I think Io is awesome. So
yeah.
Young Sky. Let's see what else was on this. Oh, we skipped over Brock and Cody.
Yes.
Good match ruined by a shitty gimmick that didn't need to be there at all. Yeah.
Like I was texting you and telling you, I was like, the match would have been great without the fucking stupid ass arm shit. It's like here's what I'll say. I said this to my brother. I think I said this to you, Patrick. This is not 1980s Jim Crockett Promotions. But if you're gonna have any two people try to make a kayfabe arm broken injury look believable, I guess Brock and Cody are the two people that I can give a pass to.
They are doing very Jim Crockett era shit lately. The Puerto Rico with Brock getting busted open, kind of being like how Brody used to get busted open in Puerto Rico back in the day, like just the monster getting blood. And now this stupid ass gimmick where this small man with a broken arm can beat a UFC heavyweight champion of the world.
Well, that's because they're like, it's made of adamantium.
And kudos. I will say this. Michael Cole does an awesome job calling Cody Rhodes matches. Like, he types him up really great. But, bro, as soon as I heard that shit, that's what lost me. He was like, it's titanium. And Corey Graves was like, titanium? And he's like trying to explain it to me.
Yeah.
Am I reading like a Superman comic right now? Or like,
they had some like crazy I mean, I'm sure it's an actual like medical term, but some sort of crazy like word for the type of cast.
Michael Cole was like going deep into like science about it, and I was like, what? No.
Also, like storyline wise, like on Raw, is he just gonna be like? He's just gonna be like fucking. My arm's healed magically. So I don't have to wear this cast anymore for the next 7 months.
Oh, my brother had a very good astute observation when we were texting during this match that I think would have made it a lot better. I forget what angle it was, but Brock did this same angle with somebody with the cast before. I think it was Cena, but it was an actual cast. Like if Cody had had an actual cast on that he could use as a weapon,
big old hard,
then it would have looked believable. But it was like he was wearing a fucking NBA shooting sleeve. Like,
and it's also just like if it was made out of metal or whatever, that would just hurt you more every time. Like it's not healing shit. You're like breaking your arm harder. It's just stupid.
It sounds like they were. I know you're familiar with this, Eric. I don't know about Patrick because Patrick doesn't watch much NFL, but it sounded like they were describing the whole Alex Smith like leg situation when he had the on his leg to hold it together. It's like it looked like what they were describing. It's like this looks like you can write it as an ace bandage. Like, I don't know.
That is correct. I know nothing about sports, so
your boy Alex Smith losing his leg.
Yeah, and still came back to play in the NFL, which is crazy.
Yeah,
that's a whole nother podcast for a whole nother day.
Yeah, there you go. The football podcast with Eric and Aaron.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, just stupid. What do they do now? Are they going to do like a regular match to finish Brock and Cody? Because Brock won, right? He won at the end of it. Yeah. Which was, thank God. If he beat Brock Lesnar with a fucking cast on, I was going to lose my mind.
Wait, who won the first
Cody won the first one.
Cody won the first one.
That's what I thought, yeah.
They're going to do a rubber match. I'm really enjoying this feud. The arm thing just like...
Yeah.
It's taking me out of it. But... You know,
if they finish it with a good, like, just straight up match, I'll be for it. Or, I don't know, like a fucking no holds barred match or some shit where there's chairs involved.
Cody can bleed.
That's all he wants to do. Just let the man bleed. I just didn't care about this at all. Let's see. Are we leaving anybody out of this?
No
before we get,
Oh yeah, Natalia got squashed.
Oh yeah, what was that? That was crazy.
I figured that that had just the spot where it was on the card. I was like, this is going to be a quickie.
Yeah. I just didn't think it was going to be that quick, especially after they gave Natalia like a huge intro.
And they're like all the everyone in Saudi Arabia loves her and she does all this stuff and blah blah blah, and then it's like, and you have been killed.
And you have been mommied.
He was hired Michael Jackson surgery just to come back and not.
Mommy has defeated you.
Somewhere on the couch, like, damn, I really like the way you looked when you first got married. Like, Jesus Christ. Anyway, we love you, Natty.
We love Natty. And then the ending, which was the shining point of the show, was Sammy and KO versus Roman and Solo. The big payoff. The ending, or I guess not the ending, the beginning of the Usos versus the other two members of the Bloodline.
The Civil War of the Bloodline is beginning.
Yeah, that match was great. Yeah, I love that match.
It is still a thing that, and this was my problem with the Seth and AJ stuff too. When you have these dudes that like you expect to like go off real hard, but they stick with the WWE wrestling. So it's good because they're good at drama and they're good at setting up a match. But it is still kind of boring when you can go over to AEW and see fucking Darby Allin breaking his bones into somebody's face.
I will say, like, to piggyback off of that, when this match first started, I was like, man, this is really boring. But then, like, because they definitely followed that typical WWE formula. They like, honestly, I love these guys in the main event. Like, this whole, like, Bloodline and Kevin and Sami Owens. Sami Owens. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens thing is great because they execute the WWE style at its peak perfectly. Like, they do it perfectly. Because the match
they do,
boring, But like 5 minutes in, 7 minutes in, I was like, oh shit. Like here's a little nugget. There was not a tope in this match until about 15 minutes in. Sami Zayn finally hits. They built up to it so long until Sami Zayn finally hit that tope con hilo. Like, man, this would be in the first 20 seconds. Like Sabu dove through a table in the first 20 seconds.
Bro, Sabu. Oh, all right. We'll get to Sabu, but
yes.
But yeah, great. Like this is to me peak execution of when WWE is good. These guys do it amazing, and I think that this match, to me, honestly, between this match and I'll give Bianca and Asuka because I enjoyed that match. The championship match was whatever, but this match honestly saved this show for me because I thought this show was hot trash.
Well, it was just like kind of like a wake up moment where I was like just kind of
because I was falling asleep. I was falling asleep, and then all of a sudden I'm like, damn, this is really good right now. Like
Sammy comes out in the like traditional robe, and crowd is losing their shit.
He did like a whole he did the like pilgrimage to Mecca thing.
Yeah,
and while he was over there. Yeah,
Sammy might have had the best crowd reactions of all time.
Oh,
this
dude,
year.
yeah. When he grabbed in Montreal, that was humongous. And then here, when he grabbed the mic and started speaking, I guess Arabic is what he was speaking, and I mean, the entire crowd was just like jack off city, like
he's the hottest babyface in wrestling.
Yeah,
WWE has the two hottest babyfaces in wrestling.
Did you see? I guess the camera didn't catch it, but like some people in the crowd caught it, where they like panned over to Roman, and Roman was like fucking smiling from ear to ear, like.
Sammy started speaking in Arabic, and Roman was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, that was honestly hilarious. He did that perfectly. Roman did as the heel.
Great, cool match. The Usos acted their asses off at the end of that. Like,
yes.
I love it. I was telling my brother, it reminds me of Juice, the Tupac movie, where like literally Jay just saw his brother murder like somebody who was really close to them and doesn't know how to react. He's just like, "Did you shoot this guy? Like, what the fuck?" And like Jimmy's like, "Yeah, I shot him." Like what? Like, and Jay's like, "Oh."
And also, did you think it would be Jimmy? That was like the other thing.
Right.
They built up Jay all this time, and it's Jimmy that fucking came out and kicked him.
Y'all remember when they put Alexa Bliss into therapy, like after the Fiend?
Mm-hmm.
I think Jay is going to need to be put into therapy after
that. Please make it the same therapist. Have Alexa in the waiting room.
Because that brother Jay is going through it, man.
He is going. He looked like his world was ending in them eyes. But yeah, that second kick from Jimmy, I was just like, damn, this is cool. This is cool. Yeah. And I love Sammy and KO's reaction afterwards, where they're just walking back, and Sammy's like, I told him, and it happened. So
I do think that eventually, like, I know Cody's got to be the one to take the belt from Roman, of course, but I don't even care if it's for the belt. I want to see I want to see Sammy and Roman again. Like, finally quell the whole thing. Because I was telling my girl, I think Roman's best opponent during his title reign has been Kevin Owens. Like, some of the spots between Roman and Kevin Owens in this match were just their chemistry is really good, and I don't think it gets talked about enough. There's a spot where Roman goes for a Superman punch. KO catches it, turns him around, pushes him to the ropes, goes for the pop-up powerbomb. Like, it was just like, they're so in sync when they're in the ring together, and Sammy and Roman are the same way. So
yeah, man, I loved the stunner where then Roman falls back into the ropes, but then on the rebound gets the spear.
Yep, yeah,
that was
they do some great stuff together.
Yeah, I mean, killer, very solid match. Where do you think it goes from here? just Sammy and KO are kind of out of this for a bit. I guess KO's thing afterwards was, all right, we're done with the bloodline. Like, we don't have to talk about the bloodline anymore. Like,
Right,
that's what she
right.
said. And you're just like, okay, cool. I'm glad with them going off to hang out with Riddle or whatever the fuck they're doing, and for Roman and the Usos to fight each other, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know about the bloodline, like what's going to happen with them. That's going to be the funnest thing to watch is what happens between the Usos and Roman and Paul Heyman
Right.
and all that whole dynamic. But I am excited to see KO and Sammy mix it up with some of the other tag teams. You got Imperium on Raw, so like I'd love to just see them go straight to Imperium. Gable and Otis, bring them back, baby, bring them back.
Nice.
Big Otis, baby. I love him.
Otis is awesome.
Change fucking, what's his name, Buck or whatever, change his name back to
Butch back to Pete Dunne.
Butch.
Also, there is like some hints they've been dropping of Tommaso Ciampa coming back. So when him and Johnny Gargano, when they,
What was up with Ciampa? Is it just that he's like older, or
which sucks because when he first came up and was doing that stuff with the Miz, he was actually like killing, like knocking it out of the park. But he got hurt, and I think the plan originally was for him and Johnny to kind of shoot off from the Miz thing together. But Ciampa got hurt, and then they started putting Johnny in all this fucking terrible shit, which I feel so bad for Johnny Gargano.
yeah,
But when Ciampa comes back, if you put DIY back together and have them feud against KO and Sammy, come on, man. Come on.
yeah, and Gargano's not doing a goddamn thing right now, so like, that's so sad too. He's such a fucking good talent.
He's people to me too that like WWE speak is just not for him. Like the whole like scripted, like Ciampa is very like menacing. So like no matter what Ciampa does, you're gonna believe it. But Johnny is like such a natural white meat babyface, and we see how in WWE to be a babyface and be successful, he's seen the formula for it, and Gargano's character doesn't really lend itself to that, you know.
Well, I think where Gargano is right now is where Sammy was in the ska days.
Yeah,
Like, he's just he's great to watch. Everybody really likes him, but there's never any stories with him or anything like that. So he has to do a Unabomber character and get out there.
There you go. Yeah. Yes.
they kind of tried that with the whole Dexter Loomis best friend shit, and that shit was just really bad. So
I don't know. I still have not bothered to look into who the fuck that dude is, but every time I've seen him on WWE TV, I've been like, I do not like this person.
it's terrible.
Yeah, so that was WWE. And then last night,
Before we move on,
what's up?
I will say hands down that's the worst WWE show all year.
Definitely.
I will say that.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember.
They've been doing pretty
Yeah,
good
for
with
sure.
their
Actually,
big shows, but this was not a good one.
I think it's also a bad show in that they decided for whatever reason to make this a Saudi show that's worth something. But it still had all the Saudi failings, you know, like it still had the women not being represented as well as they should be. That's always going to loom over the whole show's head. And then I understand kind of why they did the Uso turn on a Saudi show, because Sammy had his big moment. So you're going to have a crowd that like is into that match way more than they would be at another pay-per-view. But like, it just seems so weird that they did the payoff to that storyline on a Saudi Arabia show.
Yeah.
And I feel like the Saudi shows kind of always suffer too, just because I think they're all just like super freaking jet lagged, you know?
Yeah.
From having travel all the way over there. And then I don't know if the spot they did it in the other night had AC or not, but I was talking to y'all about it before. I know some of those early ones, the Crown Jewel ones, apparently the spots where they would do them, it was just like hot as goddamn shit, and everyone was just like getting blown up in like 2 seconds. But I think I don't know. Everyone always seems to move a little slower at those Saudi shows, just because I think they're fucking just tired.
Yeah. Which kudos to Rollins and AJ, because you know Rollins, he's probably been on movie sets for the past week, and
yeah,
straight into Saudi Arabia to do a match and flew straight back to get back on set. So you know that man is a national treasure.
Yeah, I mean, they still put on a good match, but like we said, like it was kind of slower than you would expect. Yeah. I think the adrenaline for the last match with the crowd going wild, like, can snap anybody into
and hot crowd. The Saudi Arabia shows always have going for them is the hot crowd because they don't get a lot. So atmosphere was better than the show
until the women's matches where they're usually silent. But
the case on this show, that was definitely the case.
Yeah. Yeah, and then last night we went to the movies, like we said, to see AEW Double or Nothing.
Yes, sir. Shout out to Bowtie for hosting.
shout out to Bowtie for us and 10 other people in the theater.
We were definitely the loudest people.
We were very loud.
I heard there was a little group like kind of to our back left that I heard some people like get yelling kind of loud, but we were. I mean, we were the most hyped.
I thought everyone was going to be loud. I thought everyone was, but I will say there's one moment where I thought the theater got the hypest that we'll talk about.
I got so jacked off at one point that I kicked over my $12 cocktail onto the ground.
I didn't even realize that.
I didn't notice either.
I did actually. Now I think about it, I did see you go like, "Oh shit," and like look down or something. But
yep, there you go. Overall, it was a better show than I expected. This was like the pay-per-view that I think had out of all the Double or Nothings, this was like the least hyped up. I think it seemed like a placeholder pay-per-view, but it ended up being more than that. I guess they did good reveals, and we'll talk about it. Let's get into it. All right, first, what was the first match? First match was the Battle Royale.
21-man, Battle Royal.
It's a Battle Royale. It's good.
Like, when it got down to the end there, like the last, like 4 guys. Oh, dude, I was.
They were
hyped,
good. Yeah,
dude,
I was tuned in. What was the last 4 guys? It was
Swerve,
Big Bill, Swerve,
Big Bill, Keith Lee.
No, he was the only one that I got.
Pentagon.
Yeah.
Big Bill, hell of a showing. Like,
dude,
Big
hell
Bill
yeah, man.
has been crushing it. Between the deletion match and this now, I'm like, all right, put the rocket on Big Bill. I'm fine with it.
And we were I said this too last night to you in the theater. I was like, this man is fucking ripped.
Dude, yes.
And ripped, bro.
Jacked and tan and just gigantic.
If that's what fucking sobriety gets you, then I might be
I got to start spray tanning. Bro.
Yeah, you got to.
I would say sobriety either gets you Big Bill or Eric.
Yeah.
One or the other.
It is the spray tan. You just got to get the tan on you, and it'll all come together afterwards. But,
once I get that spray tan, all of a sudden I'll have like a freaking 12-pack, and it'll be sick. Spray tan and just some grease myself up a bit.
I will say though, to me, so you guys know this about me. I'm not a fan of like big multi-man matches because it's just too much to follow on the screen.
Yeah.
But my whole thing with every match like this, whether it's a Royal Rumble, whether it's like a trios tornado tag, if the finish is good, then I'm here for it. And the finish, here's the thing. Like, I'm not going to lie. I have a little bit of Orange Cassidy fatigue, as I'm sure a lot of people do, because he's just been winning match after match after match. And I love Orange, but I was starting to get a little fatigued. But the one thing that I'll never get tired of is how everything that he does and everything he's booked to do is so true to his character. Besides being booked by Goldberg in 1998, everything that he does is so true to his character.
Was it Bill that put his hands in his pockets or whatever?
It was Swerve.
Oh, it was Swerve. That's right.
That was towards the end there.
But kicking his hand off of the rope was just such an Orange Cassidy finish.
I thought for sure that Swerve was going to win, and I was going to be really stoked on it. But I was like, that was a great finish for sure.
But if it sets up a Swerve and Orange Cassidy match
hell
from
yeah.
that, then
I
would be much more stoked on him losing it in a traditional match than a battle royale.
Especially from what we saw. Especially from what we saw of them in the last 5 minutes of the match, just one-on-one.
Yeah.
Give me that. Give me a best of 7, Booker T, Benoit style series out of those guys.
Hell yeah, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, straight. That would be a banger feud. And yeah, the ending to that was great, and it was followed by the match that I was thinking was going to be like my match of the night, and it was not. It was the Adam Cole Jericho debacle.
I'll defend. I'm going to defend that match a little bit.
I will.
Because it honestly, like, to me, it wasn't a bad match. I don't know. The finish was weird.
Eric,
I think I was talking to Aaron about it before.
Come back
it was
to us, Eric.
I wanted the finish to be, instead of him just like getting on him and like pounding on him, I wanted it to be like, go for the pin. And then when he's going down for 3, like, stand up and be like, nope, I'm not going to pin him, and then just beat the shit out of him.
I didn't dislike the ending. That's fine by me. It's just the fuckery that happened for the first 3 minutes of the match with Sabu.
That was weird, and it was like, and yeah, Sabu did his dead fish off the
and
top rope.
it looked bad.
and then he was just gone. But it was like, I will say I did really like Britt running out. She fucking wailed.
She laid in,
and you know, like, backstage, Jericho was definitely like, just like, go as hard as you can, just like destroy me out there. Because you
never think like a kendo stick hurts that bad, but then when you saw like the fucking welts on Jericho, I was like, God damn, she laid it in.
She swung.
I will say this, and I'm gonna have to preface it as a person who has loved Adam Cole since the days of the Kingdom and Ring of Honor, as a person whose favorite wrestler that we've stated many times on this show, me and you both, Patrick, is Chris Jericho. This was one of 2 occurrences on this show, this one more than the other, where I was very hurt. Very disappointed. Because unlike you guys, I will not try to defend it.
I will not try to defend it.
One thing I will... it was bad. I think this match is very bad. The one thing I will say, the one saving grace of this match is that hopefully it's just the beginning of the feud and they continue. Now, with that being said, why the fuck is the first match in the feud a fucking no-holds-barred match? Now, I know I don't want to sound like an old man-ass wrestling fan, but aren't we supposed to build up to that? Isn't this supposed to be the blow-off of the match? So now what's the blow-off going to be? Exploding barbed wire death match? That has to be the blow-off.
Hey,
I mean, they got to make up for the failed fireworks in that first one.
They have to make up for Jericho trying to do too much, man. And I'm sorry, I love the man, but like you said, if the finish had been better, I would have been able to give this match more of an excuse. Because to me, like, a lot of times it comes down to the finish. The finish wasn't good. I didn't like it. I like Britt coming down and using the kendo stick. Sabu being there, why?
That was odd. Why? I never, from the get-go, like from that Dynamite where he came out, I was like, I don't get it. I guess they were just like, oh, this will be fun. We'll have him like be involved. They
could have done that same one spot he did in any match on the card randomly.
Yeah.
Like, why this feud? Why Jericho and Adam Cole?
Also, just why did he like disappear after that? Did he die? Did they like take him to?
Special enforcer is supposed to be like a special guest referee, but I guess they didn't want to do 2 special guest referee matches, which we'll get to. I think Mark Briscoe did great as special guest referee, but we'll get to that.
Yeah. So not the greatest first match in that feud. A feud that I really had high hopes for. So I hope they turn it around.
And I will say, while I did defend it, I am I did have some disappointment for sure because I thought it would be better, but I didn't think it was like terrible or anything.
What was after that? Then we had
The tag match.
was it Double J against great match.
Hell yeah, dude.
To bring it
Hell
back
yeah.
up.
That was awesome.
Double J doing all his carny shit
Yeah.
and making it great. Mark Briscoe, at first I was worried because they go for the pin and Mark Briscoe was like staring at the ceiling. Like I think he was looking at a fly or some shit.
Making sure his real tree stripes were still attached to his t-shirt there.
Yeah.
Hey, that ref shirt was all time. Okay,
that was awesome.
That camo, I think everybody deserves one of those shirts.
Yes.
It was only second to Mick Foley's spray painted referee shirt.
Oh hell yeah! Yes, yes.
It was right there with it. It was right there with it.
Right people won in FTR, but would have been stoked if Double J and Jay Lethal got the belts.
Yeah.
Took them off, and we could have seen Double J fucking dance down to the ring as the tag team champion on Dynamite, but didn't get it. Fell short, and I don't think this is over by any means. It continues on because it's awesome. And who else do you want to see in the tag team storyline? Nobody. I'm cool with this.
Multiple guitar shots too.
So many.
Karen Jarrett with almost the spot of the night. The fuck you Karen chants. I fucking went my pants. It was great.
And she slipped. She slipped after the guitar shot to Audrey, and then everyone was yelling at her, and she was just like flicking everyone off. I was like, "This is awesome."
I'll say, man, this was my second favorite match of the night. I really wanted it to be my first favorite because, like, I think I might have said this to Eric when we were in the theater. Like, this match is similar to how the main event of the Saudi Arabia show is this quintessential WWE style match. This match, like this FTR and Double J and Jay Lethal match, this is the quintessential how to get Aaron to want to come in his pants over and over again match. Everything in this match was like they were doing it just for me. So I love it. I will say, like, I much like Patrick was like, man, if Double J and Lethal had won, I would have been so happy. But I think that the story is going to advance the same way, which is we're going to get Briscoe versus Lethal. That's where it needs to go. So as long as we're on track to that,
either that. I mean, do you think that's where they would go? In that, is Briscoe good enough to be on his own, or do you think we're going to see a Briscoe turn and he joins Double J and Lethal?
No, I don't think he joins Double J and Lethal. I think maybe. I mean, you know,
that's what I was hoping for in the match. I was hoping for Briscoe to like do some fuckery and Jay and Double J get it, and that would have been a great Double J and J winning of the belts, like through cheating, you know.
Yeah.
But I really want to see this story keep going, and Briscoe versus Jay.
I want to see more of Karen. Bring her in.
Yes, I was so sure that they were going to do a spot where like Double J accidentally like nails her like off the apron or something, and it was going to be a whole thing. I was so sure that was going to happen, but there's time. There's still time.
Yeah.
And he's like, I hit my wife.
Yeah.
Don't piss me off, Karen.
Don't.
Oh man.
What followed this match? Was it
the women's match? Was it the first women's match? It was Toni Storm and
Toni Storm and Jamie. Jamie lost.
I believe from a little bit of snooping I did on my phone right before we started, I guess it is confirmed that Jamie was or has been like legit hurt and probably has to take time off. So I'm assuming that the thing was, instead of doing another interim championship thing, because everyone hates that and it seems to happen a lot, they were just like, if you can if you can do a match, let's get out there and do it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm fine with it if that's the case.
And Tony Storm deserves that much, at least, for all the stuff that was around the first interim title reign she had. So.
Mm-hmm. And I think
Tony Storm never had the actual belt, right?
Well, no, they changed it. Originally, she was considered the interim champion. Tony was, but then they did at some point, once like it was like, okay, Thunder's going to be out for freaking forever. Then they like made an announcement. They were like, okay, this is no longer the interim championship. You're the actual women's champion. Yeah, I don't know. I do, as much as like, that match was, not great, and it sucks that Jamie's injured for sure. But I guess they did do it like okay with the whole like Jamie's getting like the shit kicked out of her backstage and everything, and they drag her out, but she still like goes for a little bit, she can still kind of defend herself, but yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think the match was bad. I thought it was there, and I think that going into it, I chose Tony to win because I had a feeling that the rumors were true about the injury. But I will say this though, as much shit as I talk on the Outcasts, they have been slowly growing on me. They're stepping it up a little bit.
Oh yeah, I'm all for it now.
I was gonna say I'm fully jacked on
Tony. Tony to me still like is a weird promo, but I guess she's showing more fire, and I like that. Like I don't like her promo, but she's showing fire. Like on Dynamite when she said, "I'm gonna rip your arm off the bone and eat it," I was like, "What the hell is like, what type of insult?" But she sounded scary when she said it, so okay,
I don't think she needs to be a good promo either, because she has Ruby and Saraya, who are both great promos. So
they're growing on me, and they have cute outfits now, so that's cool.
Those green jackets,
the jackets, dude, so cool.
They slap hard. After that, we had
another women's match, right? It was back to back.
No, it was it was Wardlow and
that was actually before the women's match, I think.
Oh yeah, the ladder match. Yeah. That was right before the women's match.
A great match too. Like
that was awesome.
Too,
yeah, dude, fucking. I love that when Wardlow did the Swanton, he did the Jeff Hardy thing. Because you just like, I was talking about last night, it's like, that dude, every Swanton he did as a kid off the fucking diving board, he's doing the Jeff Hardy thing.
Oh, dude, so they interview him on Matt Hardy's podcast, and like he can barely get a word in that's not him being like, the Hardy Boys are the greatest tag team of all time. And,
hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
That was Swanton was great.
That was
awesome. Beautiful Swanton. Like that was like, I don't think a Jeff Hardy homage can get much better than that. That was really good. That was really good. And he was at the top rung too, like a real nigga.
Yeah.
Top rung.
Yeah.
So
and that's a big guy to be up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wardlow can pull it out sometimes. He can, have a really good match. I think his character is kind of stagnant right now, and putting him with Christian is a good idea.
Yeah.
And hopefully we get to see more of this. Now that Christian got beat, they'll send fucking Super Shredder out to fight him.
I think this lights a fire under Wardlow too, and I do like that they're putting because I'm gonna be real with you. I've been really like down on Wardlow like throughout the whole Powerhouse Hobbs stuff. But I like that Arn is with him because Arn is just a fucking fantastic promo, and he's a perfect voice for Wardlow. And I like that. I really think that they should keep Arn with him and kind of do a Paul Heyman treatment type of thing and just keep building this up and baby steps. And Wardlow may get back to how hot he was after the MJF stuff if they just keep it consistent. So, Tony Khan, you're on the right track. Don't overthink it. Just do
it. Wardlow, keep it going, baby. No more top knots. And then we had, let's see.
Was it the trios? House of Black?
Ooh,
House of Black.
Yeah. I forgot. There were some bangers on this show.
Yeah.
I really wanted to come and talk big shit, but there's some... There's some bangers on this show.
I mean, yeah, there was House of Black.
Julia had a new hat.
Aha. And she had the Freddy Krueger fingers.
Yeah, dude. I love Julia.
Did they not do the Hardy Brothers versus?
That was on the buy-in.
That was
on the buy-in. Okay,
I heard that Jeff was not looking too good in that match.
Great.
I haven't watched it yet. They had to replace Isaiah with Hook because our boy Orgasmic Isaiah got hurt.
Which
no, really?
He's like
I don't know if it's how serious it is or not, but I know they had to swap him in for Hook.
God
might
damn
as well
it,
wait
that
till Mark
sucks.
Quinn comes back now and just bring him back together at this point.
Yeah, Orgasmic Isaiah went too hard, you know.
It was
Gas,
a
a little too hard.
He got
Too much gas. Too much gas.
Too much strain on that moan.
Pulled a muscle in his back while he's arching. Like,
Yeah, now we're in the last, I guess, 4 matches, which I think were all good in their own right. But yeah, let's talk about them. The first one was the trios between the House of Black and the Asp. Wait, was it the Asp? No, it was the Acclaimed and with Daddy
with
Ass. Great match. I mean, the House of Black just fucking rips, and the Acclaimed are good at selling the drama of it, you know?
Totally. Yeah. Yeah, that match was awesome. I mean, I think we all knew it was gonna be sick. So
yeah. Weird. The path from the Acclaimed losing the tag belts to where they are now has been real strange, I will say. They were like the hottest tag team ever, and then they randomly lost it to the Ass Boys. And
oh shit, we gotta talk about the freestyle on the way to the ring.
Oh yeah,
Pat. I think you missed it. You went to get a drink, but there was some call outs.
Listen, I will say this till I'm blue in the face. John Cena is a better rapper in spades than Max Caster, but the bars, bro. How you gonna call the House of Black with no black guys in it? Black. They said Aleister Black is the House of Black, but you wearing blackface.
Yeah.
Like,
oh shit! What was the Dominic thing?
They said they called Buddy Matthews a cuck because he's getting cucked out by a boy named Dom.
Yeah.
Like,
yes.
Yo.
They went hard.
No.
AEW takes full advantage of their pay-per-views because they know. I mean, it's a pay-per-view, so you can. I mean, basically say whatever the hell you want. Whereas like WWE, you know, they still keep it PG even on the pay-per-view
because it's on Peacock. But
that rap was some serious like honestly, if I was Buddy Matthews, I was giving some receipts in that match.
Yeah,
he probably did.
And Aleister, he said, "You said I'm doing blackface? What?"
And then you wonder why there's so much drama in the AEW locker.
We need it. That's that fuel. That's that fuel. Y'all remember Edge and Matt Hardy?
Oh man.
Yeah, that was Matt. Yep. You need that fuel.
Yeah, and this was prior to actual dude in blackface coming out.
I was like, this guy is wearing blackface, but then I guess it was a mask, a black mask or something. I don't know whatever band that is. I don't know that band well enough to know. Like, I guess this is like their thing or something.
Yeah.
This is like bro's outfit, but that was weird for a sec.
That was weird. Like... We all kind of looked around and we were like, he doing blackface?
Yeah, I will say though, the trios division continues to be like the trios championships to me. Besides the international championship, because like I said, Orange Cassidy's being booked like Goldberg in 1998 for some fucking reason that I'll never understand. Even though I love you, Orange.
No, I don't think he's being booked like. I think he's being booked like Ric Flair always got booked, where he gets his ass beat until the end, and then he comes out and wins.
But I will say, besides the international championship, the trios championships are like very strong. And rightfully so, because that trios division is just so rife, and I'm loving what the House of Black is doing, because they're not only saying we can have triples matches, but we're gonna make our reign special. And like I think when we look at the history of AEW in the future, and even 2 years from now, we're gonna look back at the House of Black's run as the Trios champions as something special because they did this, and they're setting the bar high for any Trios team after them. Because what are you gonna do to separate yourself from the House of Black? They already did like something very innovative for these titles. What are you gonna do now? So I like,
and they are like in the same vein as Judgment Day. They are each individually great stars on their own. So
they could all be AEW champions.
Yeah.
Totally. Yeah.
Especially Brody fucking is an all-star. Like,
hell yeah, dude.
That big man can fucking flip, do anything.
Yeah. All those. That's my favorite. Every single one of those dudes, everything they do is hard.
Yeah.
Like, everything connects, and it looks like good as hell.
Take notes, Becky Lynch. I do want to say something, though. Let me just say one thing. I want to make a declaration. This has nothing to do with this show or this match. I want to make a declaration of independence here. Guys, I think I'm starting to become a Becky Lynch fan.
Nice.
All right. Fucking finally. I didn't understand the hate to begin with, so...
Was it the Kill Bill outfit?
After that promo she cut on Trish when she was talking about her barking like a dog for Vince, I was like,
oh, yeah,
no,
true.
She didn't. No, she didn't do it. And she said, woof, woof, bitch. I said, no. But anyway, back to AEW. Shout out to you, Becky. I'm starting to like you a little bit.
Nice.
Shout out to Becky, and shout out to the Trios champs, the House of Black, for a fucking sick match.
Yeah, dog.
I think, the Trios is on fire, and I think the tag champs, same thing, where AEW has good champions right now. Like, every champion is somebody that I like.
It's the right choice for every champion.
Yeah.
For sure.
Except for maybe Tony, but
yeah, that's debatable.
That's fine.
I think she'll probably lose it like fairly quickly.
Yeah.
To someone who will probably be a bit more like
Sheeta.
done.
Her and Sheeta have history, so.
And I love Sheeta with that belt too. So
I wouldn't mind Sheeta getting it. It is interesting. I don't know. I'm pretty sure Tony is the first two-time women's champ in AEW now.
Did
Britt is it?
No, Britt only had it that one time.
I think Britt only had it the one time. Thunder had it once. The early stuff
Nyla,
I could be.
Nyla, Rio.
Did Rio and Nyla ever pass it back and forth between each other?
That's what I couldn't remember. I don't think so. I could be wrong though.
And did Sheeta just have the one long run, I guess?
Sheeta had the long, like, quarantine run. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's fine to be on Tony for now, and we'll get somebody else soon.
Mm-hmm.
I would have rather it been Ruby than
Tony.
I would love for Ruby.
I agree.
Yeah.
I said it before. I'll say it again. She should be the de facto leader of that group. But
Mm-hmm.
I think she is the de facto leader of that group. But
I'm sure at some point there will be some sort of turn happen where you'll get a big match with like Ruby and Saraya or something like that.
Yeah.
You know what sucks that I didn't think about? We don't know what the timeline is on Jamie Hayter, but I feel like they probably wanted to do Jamie Hayter versus Saraya at Wembley, and now they can't do it.
Oh, that's right.
Shit.
Or maybe they're doing this so that she can be healed up in time to do that. So
that's true. Because I don't know how. It seems like it's not that serious of a thing, given the fact that she like wrestled, and was still like, getting the injured arm like cranked on and shit and stomped. So it's probably something that's not like too horrible. But I don't know when is Wembley though? It's in like 2 months or something.
I thought it was in September.
September, I think. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So yeah, there's some time.
Yeah. And speaking of the women, we also had Taya Valkyrie versus Jade, and the return of one of Long Island's golden children in Chris Statlander.
We need
Hell yeah,
a
dude.
sound effect for every time you start slurping Long Island.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, you can't deny greatness. All right, we got the women's champion, and we also have the men's champion. So we are the greatest, and you know it. You know.
Here's a Long Island question for you. What are there like poor areas of Long Island, or is it all? Because so I've been to a few. I've been to a few different spots in Long Island. On Long Island. I know people get offended. But like, is it? Because I asked because of like MJF's like that big promo where he was like, "Oh, my Long Island people." He was like, "None of the pores, none of the pores."
I guess
yeah.
there's two counties. There's Nassau County, which is very expensive to live in, which I think is represented by Staten MJF, and then there's Suffolk County, which is where the poors would live.
Okay.
But now due to the fact that taxes on Long Island are so expensive, I don't think anybody is actually that poor that lives there. So
I just because I forget the different areas I've been to, but like I've been to like Amityville area.
Yeah, Amityville's
I played
Nassau,
a show
I think.
in Amityville. It seemed pretty high end.
Yeah, it is.
But you know,
it's got that cursed house. But you know, it's
I went to it. And a guy who didn't even live at that freaking house. He lived like across the street. Came out, was trying to freaking mean mug me. I was like, "Fuck you, bro." I honestly like Long Island because when they have parking spaces and parking lots, whereas then you go over to New York City and you're like, I'm going to kill myself trying to park a gigantic van somewhere, and if I don't kill myself, I will be hit by a bus and die.
For sure.
So I give it up to your Long Island. I give it up.
They also Long Island also has Targets and places to pee in, which New York City does not. If you were up there when I was living there, you would have found me taking a piss between people's cars.
I've been with you when you've taken some pisses in between people's cars.
That's true.
The key is to I'll never forget one time. Quick story about taking a piss in New York. The key. So I learned the hard way because I had to take a shit one time. And I go into a Starbucks. I'm like, "Can I use your bathroom?" They're like, "You gotta buy something." I'm like, "Okay." So I leave. I go into a Burger King. I order a large fry and a drink. And as I'm waiting for my food, I go take a shit.
Okay.
That's the key. And I had to get the key to the bathroom too. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, they got those keys there. You guys snag.
No, the key is to look like you're waiting for a taxi and not pay attention to the fact that you're pissing on somebody's car. That's the key.
Yeah.
But enough about the greatest place in the world, Long Island, New York.
That's why we give it up for Long Island.
Yeah. Taya Valkyrie versus Jade. Good match. And I thought it was going to be a good match because Jade has become somebody that I look forward to on pay-per-view. Just a monster of a lady that I don't think botches much anymore and like really puts together solid, hard-hitting matches. And Taya, hell of a showing. I didn't think she was going to win, and I'm glad she didn't.
They had to hit that 60.
I will say, man, like, y'all know, I just started following AEW week to week, like every show, probably about, 6 months ago. So I haven't seen a whole lot of Jade Cargill, but I will say this is the best Jade Cargill match that I've seen. Like it was a good match.
She's a big like pay-per-view lady. I think honestly, she does great pay-per-views.
Yeah, I kind of feel like this probably. I mean, just like from thinking about it right now, I feel like this was probably her best match. Probably.
Yeah.
I don't know, like it was really good.
And that's giving praise to Taya too, because I think Taya fucking crushed it in this match.
Totally. Yeah.
I will say before we get to the end and the part that I thought the whole theater popped the loudest for, I wonder if like her being here means that like Johnny Elite's going to come in now.
He's come in once and there was no crowd reaction to it.
He's so good when he wants to be though. Like
he is really good. It's just I think we've seen so much of his ass in like every company that it's like
character. That's the problem. He doesn't change it up. It's the same character.
Yeah.
So
he's still got like crosses on his sunglasses for whatever, like I don't know if I can.
Edge in 99.
Yeah. But yeah, and then after the match, the thing that me and Eric have been waiting, I don't know, like fucking forever for happened.
Yeah.
That we have been shouting will happen. And it was funny because before the match tonight, there was so much doubt casted on it.
Dude, I said, I was like, literally every pay-per-view, it's like that there is a Jade match. Because we've all been like, oh, like Stat will be the one to come back and get Jade. And we're just like, oh, this is it. She's coming out. And that never happens. This was literally the first time where I've been like, I don't think it's going to happen. Because I'd lost faith that it was going to happen. And then, which honestly, I'm glad I lost faith. Because then when it did happen, it made it that much more like, just like, we're jacked off in here.
Yeah. And I don't know, Aaron, like how much you know about Statlander.
I was just about to say, I've never seen a Chris Statlander match. From what I could tell by her presentation last night, she's like a MMA-esque type of chick, like a Shayna Baszler type. That's what she seemed like to me.
Not really.
That's more of like, because she's got a totally different look now.
Yeah.
Because she used to be, literally the thing was before that she was an alien.
She was an alien.
Yeah. And she kind of had some like, this like makeup that she'd wear on like one side of her face and had this like kind of green crazy outfit. I mean, it was cool. She was part of
Best Friends.
She was part of Best Friends,
okay,
yeah. And
she
did pull it off.
Goofy goober baby face then.
What's that?
Yeah, she's a super over baby face.
Oh yeah.
She was a goofy goober baby face. That's what I call
it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was surprised at the reaction because I feel like this has just been something that me, Eric, and Moretta have like kind of wanted for so long that I didn't think like everybody was also rooting for the same thing to happen. That Stat would come back and take the belt.
Yeah, that was one of the only times in the theater too that I heard other people being as loud as we were being.
Biggest pop in the theater for sure.
Yeah.
Here's my question though to you guys, as guys who know way more than I know about Chris Statlander. Now, I'm strictly going to put on my like armchair booking glasses for this one. Do you think? I mean, I can tell from the fandom because besides you saying it, Patrick, I see it all over Reddit. Everybody always was saying they wanted Stat to take it. Do you think that her taking it after Jade had already been through a battle kind of sort of devalues it any, or do you think that like this is fine? Like, would it have been better if she just had came out at the end of the match and made her presence known and then challenged for it, or do you think that this was better that they did it this way?
I think it's better this way because now you can build the Jade angle of you only beat me because I had already fought a match and
right, and maybe have like a sick rematch.
And Stat wins the second one and proves like, no, I deserve to win it or whatever. I think that's cool.
I think the whole deal too was like, oh, okay, we'll get Jade to 60, and then we'll do Stat. But it was like, still do it at the pay-per-view so you get that big pay-per-view moment. Because I don't know if y'all were watching, I can't remember if it was Dynamite or Rampage, but they did a thing basically to try. They were like, oh, well, we got to get Jade up to 59 wins so she gets the 60 at the pay-per-view. She fought like just did like 3 like squash matches in a row on like Rampage or something like that to get like they just like someone come out, she
This
beat
past
them.
Friday? This was on this past Friday?
I think it was 2 weeks ago
Okay.
to get her up to like 59. And it was just like, all right,
I feel like also they've Goldberg numbered her a little bit, where it's like it got to 50 real fast, and it was like, did she beat 50 people, or is it like?
I was thinking about that too, but I don't know. She's had it for a while. It might be real.
Has she been? I wonder if she's been wrestling on those house shows they started to do. Maybe
That could be it too.
Yeah.
those matches.
But even so, those are pretty new, so it's possible they might have Goldberged her.
Yeah.
But
Also, AEW coming to DC at the end of the month if y'all want to go. Dynamite.
I'd be down.
Yeah, no, I was cool with it. I fucking that made my whole night was Statlander coming back. And I think maybe it's the first time too that we've had an AEW kind of person reveal, like that is an AEW traditional person reveal.
Yeah.
That meant something, like meant a whole lot. Except for maybe like Mox coming back, but
true.
Mox was only gone for like a month, so this one felt really big, and yeah, I was really stoked on it. And then following up that, we had the 4 pillars of AEW fight each other in a fucking banger match.
Dude,
like
incredible. Honestly, incredible.
Best match of the weekend.
They did it so well, because sometimes in like 4-ways, they do the thing where it's like, all right, 2 people get knocked out of the ring, so then it's like, like a one-on-one in the ring. But there was so much like, all 4 of them like doing shit like back to back, or or they do like, MJF gets knocked out of the ring, and then the 3 of them are just like going crazy. They pulled it off like super well.
Yeah, best match of the weekend by far. Not by far, because the Bloodline stuff was really good for the story. But
Bloodline stuff was good.
Wrestling in ring wise was the best wrestling match of the weekend. This match exceeded my expectations simply because it was another case to me of this whole entire weekend was a lot of this case besides a few things, but another case of story wasn't executed the best. But this match exceeded my expectations. There was a spot in this match, and I don't know if anybody really noticed it because we were so hyped on just how good the match was. There's a spot where each member of the 4 pillars, each member did their like, their big bro, for lack of a better terms, finishing move on somebody else. Like Sammy hit a code breaker, and then Sammy hit a code breaker on Darby, turns around, gets unprettier by Jungle Boy. MJF slides in and hits the goddamn crossroads on him. Like, it was like, that was such a cool callback to all those guys' humble beginnings in the company. So there was some great storytelling in this match.
Totally.
Again, MJF, to me, he's not the wrestler of the year in my opinion, but he is the best champion in professional wrestling right now.
Y'all were going off about the wrestler of the year thing.
It's Cody.
And I was right in between y'all.
For the record, everybody watching, Cody is the wrestler of the year. MJF.
For the record, also, it is 5:29 and halfway through the year, so
MJF is number 2 and Sammy is number 3. That is my mid-year rankings. But anyway, yeah.
The WWE shield over here. All right,
It's the truth. It's the truth.
Yeah, I think good showing by everybody. Nobody lost anything from this. If anything, they all looked fucking so phenomenal that I want to see this match every fucking pay-per-view.
Hell yeah, dude. I think Darby came out looking the strongest of the other 3,
Yes.
And I think they've been setting that up too. Like, I feel like Jungle Boy and Sammy have been like in the background to like Darby's head-on feud with MJF, and I would be cool with them doing Darby and MJF next.
that would be awesome.
Darby and MJF, to me, like, are such great foil for each other. It's like Dusty and Ric Flair. It's like the rich kid and the It's like Jesse from Breaking Bad and fucking the rich kid. You know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
I also love Darby's like fucking like high school goth promos and MJF's reaction to them, which is always like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
It works out so well.
If they don't do like an interview or a live tour of him from the 99-cent store before his career is over, I'm going to be pissed because this man brings up the 99-cent store in every promo. I'm like, that must be something from where you're from because I've never heard of a 99-cent store. Like where we're at is Dollar General, Dollar Tree.
I've heard of 99-cent stores. We had them in Georgia.
Okay.
But no, yeah, it totally is. It's like, it's like the punk versus the prep, you know, or like the punk versus like the jock or whatever, you know, just like classic, you know, feud right there.
Yeah,
so, yeah, it'll work out perfectly.
And then let Sammy and Jungle Boy fight next. Let them feud.
Right.
That's cool.
Yeah, and they'll have good matches too.
Yeah. I mean, there's like every time we get to the MJF stuff, it's like not much to say other than it was fucking awesome. You know.
I will say this. I think Jungle Boy needs to turn heel.
Yeah.
He needs to turn heel. Something needs to happen to him to where he like loses all hope, kind of like we were talking about with Bianca, and he just snaps and turns heel. Because I think that that's going to be the only way, in my opinion, that he can continue to progress as a character.
He's got such a soft face, though. He's such a soft faced boy that
it would be cool if he turned heel, but the only thing I'd be sad about is that he'd definitely have to lose that entrance theme, the Tarzan boy or whatever it's called, just because it's like you can't be heel and come out to everyone, you know, whoa. But I love that song. But he'd have to lose it, if he went heel.
As long as they don't like try to pull the move they pulled on Shinsuke in WWE, where like they didn't want people singing to the song anymore, so they just remixed it. And people still found a way to sing to it. Like just give them a completely different. Yeah.
I will say a remix has worked in AEW in the past, which is Daniel Bryanson.
Okay.
They added like hard beats to his.
Oh right.
Which works so well because I fucking hate that fucking remix of the song. It's so bad.
Give Jungle Boy, just give him like a Limp Bizkit song or something if he turns heel. I mean, it's that easy. That easy. You know?
Yeah. I am also glad that AEW kind of stuck with their guns on the Collision show and Punk didn't come out at the end of this.
Same. I really, it's like, I feel like Punk's first appearance needs to be in Chicago at the Collision show. Yeah.
And at this point, it's like a given. He's going to be on that show. So I'm excited for it. And then we finished the pay-per-view with the Anarchy in the Arena match.
Hell yes.
Between the Elite and the BCC. Yeah, I love this shit. It's like my bread and butter. It's what I come to AEW for, just to see fucking chaos, and that's what I got to see.
And I know that y'all aren't as jacked on the song playing over and over again, Wild Thing. I love it. Like the first Anarchy in the Arena where it just played on a loop. I thought it was great because it just added to the like just insane chaos of it all, and I love that they did it again until I think it was like the Bucks or somebody like super kicked
the blackface man. It was funny because me and Eric were loving it in the theater, and I was like, this is great, keep playing that fucking song. Whereas Aaron and my friend Tanner on the other side were losing their fucking minds.
I'm gonna be real, y'all. You know how I said earlier there were 2 points in this show I love dearly just disappointed me? This match was the second time.
Oh, shut the fuck up. This match was great.
I'm gonna be real with y'all. I don't want to say I fucking hated this match. I didn't like it.
I don't care. It was so good.
It's not for everybody. It's not for everybody. But it is. It's definitely for me. I love
Me as
chaos.
well.
Once again, a good finish though can make a bad match palatable, and that's what
I don't think it was a bad match, but
like. I,
it's
I
fine.
couldn't do it. The music was number one. The music was terrible. And I've always said this. I fucking hate that theme song for John Moxley. I fucking hate it. And number two,
I like the theme song for John Moxley, but all right.
Same.
like I said earlier with the fucking Battle Royal, I just don't like multi-man matches sometimes because of how chaotic
I can get that.
and hard to follow it is. And I thought that maybe this one I would like because I enjoy all of these guys, even Wheeler. I love Wheeler Yuta as well.
I loved Wheeler with the spray paint Yuta on the back. I love that they were all in the matching Mox uniforms.
Yeah.
Like the gears, I can't wait till they make the action figures of those and I can get the whole set. But
Yeah.
But I'm sorry, man.
The problem with it is when you open the box, Mox's song is going to play over and over again.
Yeah, it's like those greeting cards.
Yeah.
and it's sad to say because I'll say this to put a button on the weekend, right? To me, the AEW show was by far better than the WWE show, but I also think that the two worst matches of the weekend were on the AEW show. Like the highs of the AEW show were so much higher than the highs of the WWE show, but the lows were so much lower. Like Adam Cole and Jericho to me was like super disappointing and not good. And this main event to me was not disappointing. The main event was like a spectacle, like it was a main event, but I think it was the second worst match of the weekend overall.
Yeah, I don't agree with you. I actually like this match a lot, but it's cool. I get it. Different strokes for different folks.
Too. Like when it comes down to and like I get the appeal of the Anarchy in the Arena. Like I understand, I get it, but for me, it's especially when you have the people that were in this match doing this match, because I've seen what all of them can do in a wrestling match. And like what the stories they can tell so great. To me, it was underwhelming for that reason alone.
Yeah, but we're gonna get that, so it doesn't matter. This was the Anarchy in the Arena.
Yeah,
and we're gonna get that. You're right, but I think that like if House of Black was in the Elite's place, I think I might have got into the match a little bit more, just personally, because it's like I want to see Daniel Bryan or Bryan Danielson wrestle in a wrestling match. I want to see Kenny Omega wrestle in a wrestling match. I want to see Claudio wrestle in a wrestling match.
Yeah, but you've seen that all year. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, yeah, it's been seen. It will be seen again.
I like Moxley in this type of match. I like Stone Cold Steve Austin in this type of match. I like Nick Gage in this type of match. I like Tommy Dreamer in this type of match. Bryan Danielson even can get away with it because he's so great. But Claudio's not made for this type of match. Wheeler's not made for this type of match. Hangman's not made for this type of match. The Bucks I like in this type of match too. I just feel like it was too chaotic. I couldn't follow what was going on.
Bring on the chaos, baby.
It's all about the chouse, bro.
I get why people like this match though, and if it's the type of match you like, then I'm not gonna hate on you for it.
Bucks brought out them shoes again. Did the sparkle kick?
That was perfect.
That
worked out very well.
I get it. I get all that, but for me, I can't do it. I can't do it.
That's fine, man. I get it.
Like the fireball with Jericho, I can't do it. Like anytime
he's a wizard, dude. He's a wizard.
He's a wizard. What the fuck, man?
I'll throw a fireball in your face.
I have never seen a fireball be thrown good on wrestling ever. No matter what promotion, it's always bad.
He did that one fireball so well that it legit burned the guy.
Yeah.
You got to do it right. Is you have to do that to make it look good. Like, because this shit, even the wizard shit, like it went past their face. Like it was like, I don't fucking know.
All right.
He's a wizard,
we can
bro.
say he's a wizard. Get over it. What the fuck?
Best match of the night and best match of the weekend was the 4-way match to me. That was the match of the weekend. Was the 4-way match.
Yeah, I think so too.
I'd say same. Yeah.
Second best match of the week was
the Anarchy in the Arena.
Yeah. Honestly, maybe for me.
Bloodline,
yeah.
But it's between Bloodline and Double J and FTR for me.
I like the Taya and Jade one is up there for me.
The ladder match was great. The trios match was great.
And I probably match-wise liked Asuka and Bianca more than I liked the Bloodline stuff, but the Bloodline storyline was a good payoff to the end of it.
Bloodline's probably my number 2. Number 1 being the Pillars. 3, probably Anarchy in the Arena.
And then my boy Takeshita with the turn.
Oh, right. Yep.
That was dope. I like that. Like I said, the finish was good.
I thought I was fucking just sitting there, and I was like, Coda, come on, Coda, come out, and it was Takeshita, so it's fine. Who are we saying? Because were we saying that it was Punk that was in the cameraman outfit the whole time?
Well, Tanner was saying he was like, "That's Punk, okay." And like as the cameraman. And honestly, when he said that, dude, my heart started beating like real. Like I was like, "Oh my god," because I was just like, maybe he's right, maybe something's gonna happen. But I'm glad it didn't though. I'm glad it.
Yeah.
And I assume it was not him. We'll have him come out and film, but not make the debut.
Yeah, cool. Takeshita on that team. What the fuck is that team now? Just like the strongest team of all time,
dude,
like the NWO.
It's NWO, man. It is. They are the NWO, and they're gonna keep building until eventually everyone gets bored and there's too many people in it, and then we can have a blow-off Anarchy in the Arena match at the end. And then somebody will form. Then Wolfpack will come back. Sting will join the Wolfpack.
You know what? I won't mind another Anarchy in the Arena match. Just please do not play Wild Thing on a loop for the first 5 minutes. Oh my god! Like I felt like I was in fucking Guantanamo Bay being fucking. Like Jesus Christ!
Hey, the first Anarchy in the Arena match where the song kept playing was 5 stars. So Dave Meltzer.
The song kept playing?
Wild Thing.
It was Wild Thing. Yeah. Was that the one? Or no, it was that was 5
But
stars.
it was a mistake the first time. It was they like.
I don't think it was, dude. Jericho claims he's saying that they did that on purpose to create the chaos, to just have it play over and over again. At least that's what he said on his podcast.
Look,
he could be lying.
Aaron, not a fan of chaos, a fan of structure and laws. Aaron loves the cops, and we hate the cops over here. So
I can do a trios tornado tag match. I can do a Falls Count Anywhere match. I can do all that shit. But this was just.
This was Anarchy, baby. This was chaos. Let's go.
If that's what it's supposed to be, that's fine. But not for me. Not for me. I will say this to say. That one, was that an Anarchy in Arena match where the Inner Circle all wore the football pads?
No, that was
what did they call that?
It was like something Coliseum or something. Stadium Stampede.
Stampede. Yeah,
match.
They did.
That was cool.
Yeah, they did the 2 Stadium Stampedes, and now they've done 2 Anarchy in the Arenas. Or was it 3 Stadium Stampedes? I can't remember.
I don't know. I remember one of them, Matt Hardy got severely concussed in it.
Shit. Yeah, with Sammy.
Why was Sabu used in Adam Cole and Jericho and not Anarchy in the Arena?
That's true. Probably because both teams were like, why the fuck would we invite Sabu to this? And Adam Cole likes Sabu for whatever reason.
I'll invite Sabu.
Yeah. Sabu added nothing to that match and took away a lot from it. Without Sabu, that match probably wouldn't have been looked back as bad by me. But that weird intro.
I agree with you on that. I agree with you 100% on that, actually.
But yeah, that was AEW, and that was WWE, and that's been episode 12 of Permanent Marks. Y'all have anything to add at the end here?
I'm trying to remember if there's anything else I was going to mention. Probably not.
Before we get out, just let everybody know to follow all of us on social media.
Yeah, we'll have it in the description and everything.
Go ahead and check out other stuff on the channel. Check out the last pod from 2 weeks ago where we talked about what did we talk about? Firm deletion.
Yeah,
we talked about a lot of other stuff on the last pod. There's a
lot of good stuff. Stick around for
all that.
New episodes coming out. We're gonna go back to doing some games and whatnot. But since this one ran a little long, because we were all very opinionated about these two pay-per-views, we're going to just keep it where it is.
Hour 45. That's pretty
Hour
good
45.
for two pay-per-view discussions.
Also, maybe coming soon, we'll have to talk about it amongst ourselves. But AEW Fight Forever, I want to stream it, and we're gonna try to figure out how to get everybody to stream it together somehow.
Oh, that'd be sick. Yeah,
we could do that. But yeah, until then, go back and rewatch the Anarchy in the Arena match. It was really good. And we will see you guys next time.
Oh, and also much appreciation for having me on again.
Oh yeah, no problem. Anytime. Eric Kelly and Moretta Brown, always welcome on the show, and you will see them many more times to come.
We'll get the 4-way at some point. Yeah.
We'll get all 4 of us when we can figure out California time for Mo.
Oh, yes.
But yeah, until next time, everybody, we're out.